Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville. We're in the old city at Barley's today for the Big Plate. Feel free to come join us if you like. But if you can't be here with us, know that you can slide on over to the WDVX Facebook page or our YouTube channel where you can watch it streaming live right now or later at your convenience. So our band today, they're visiting with us from Virginia. Colby, specifically south of the Roanoke area. We'll talk more about that here in just a minute. You're going to get to know them real well. Y'all give a great big welcome to Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers to the Big Plate live from Barley's.
Like dams and trees and honeybees. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. I can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. We can dance the night away. We ain't got to fool around. Those low down days, those long highways, they keep me feeling alone. I wish I was high and somewhat dry in my underground home. Those Nashville cats wearing Ariat hats, they leave a sour taste in my mouth. Like Daddy said, you gotta keep your head and know when to shut that mouth. Like dams and trees and lost southern melodies. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. I can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take. We can dance the night away. We ain't got to fool around. Like dams and trees and honeybees. We are a dying breed. I'm gonna live way up in the holler. Can't stand the city no more. Working all my life trying to make a dollar. Wish things were how they were before. I'm gonna sweep you off your feet. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. We can dance the night away. We ain't got to fool around. Thank y'all so much. I'm Colby T. Helms. That was my first single. Came out last September, and we actually had the pleasure of having it played on Outlaw country radio on Sirius XM, and we'll have to dedicate that one to Mr. Mojo Nixon because he actually is the reason we got that song on the radio, and he passed away this year, and so we always dedicate that one to him, and thank y'all for being with us here today. This next song right here is the first song I ever wrote when I was 13 years old, and after I wrote this song, folks started to take it seriously and said, you need to keep writing songs. It's about my daddy. He carried a pocket knife to work every day, and I'm sure a lot of y'all do too, and after he passed away, I found his pocket knife in a drawer, and I wrote this song about it. It's called Daddy's Pocket Knife. One day I opened up an old and dusty drawer. Little rusty piece of steel, it fell out on the floor. As I went to pick it up, those memories came back strong. It was Daddy's pocket knife he'd carried for so long. As I held that rusty piece of steel there in my hand, my thoughts wandered back to that hard-working man. Just an old piece of steel and worn-out cattle bone. It was Daddy's pocket knife, and now it's finally made it home. Probably bought it years ago at the Angle Hardware store. He'd come home from work every day, his fingers cracked and sore. Come here, my son, won't you sit up on my knee? And I'll tell you a little tale about the way things used to be. As I held that rusty piece of steel there in my hand, my thoughts wandered back to that hard-working man. This old piece of steel and worn-out cattle bone. Daddy's pocket knife finally made it home. Tears fell from my eyes on that dreadful day. I held that blade in my hands, no words were left to say. When his time on earth was near, he placed it in that drawer, knowing one day his son would find it and carry it once more. As I held that rusty piece of steel there in my hand, I pledged I'd sing a song for that hard-working man. Just an old piece of steel and worn-out cattle bone, but it was Daddy's pocket knife, and that's finally made it home.
This is Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers with us here today on the Big Plate live from Barley's. Now, as many of y'all can tell already, just 2 songs in, Colby's one of those like old souls in a young man's body. He is raised differently than most kids today are, and he's Definitely not a city kid. We know that for sure. The first song was very, well, I guess both songs already are very personal to you. And you have already told us there that you started writing at 13.
Yes, ma'am.
But where did the writing come from? I mean, you know, why write music?
Well, I'll tell you, my daddy, he was a handyman, and he was a storyteller, and just a full of culture and character of the region I'm from, and he was a big inspiration to me, and always tells stories about growing up in rural Virginia. And he passed away when I was 12. He was 58 years old, and I wanted to kind of keep his stories alive, so I started writing down songs. And you know, it was a personal thing at first. You know, instead of keeping a diary, I just kind of wrote songs and stories down. And as I started to play bluegrass, and I grew up playing bluegrass. I started playing when I was 12, and when I started to get out there and play my cover songs, I started adding in my own songs and seeing if the crowd liked it or not. And slowly, I started gaining more people because of my songs, not for the cover songs. So that's kind of how it all started.
So before your dad passed, he built the house that you live in. Tell the folks about that.
Yes, ma'am. He was a civil engineer, and he during the energy crisis in the 70s, he wanted to build a energy efficient home. So he built an underground home, and it's nestled back in the hill, and me and my mom still live in it today.
That's super cool. So you're a record buff.
Yes, ma'am.
You like getting out there in the flea markets and finding those rare records.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm a huge history buff, and I love old country music, and lots of genres. We take from Western swing, we take from jazz and blues, and bluegrass, of course, and old time music, and so it's been a big part of my life, and just archiving all these amazing recordings so I can preserve them and play them for audiences all over.
So you also like to do mixed traditional music in with your original music.
Yes,
as well. But as far as the original tunes go, do you ever co-write, or is that too personal?
Well, yeah, I have wrote some songs with my buddies, but we finally just got this first album out at the beginning of this year, and it's only 8 songs on it. I got so many in the backlog already that I got a lot of music to share, and I'm ready to record at least 2 more albums of just originals before I even get into my co-writing stuff. So
all right.
Got a lot up my sleeve.
So you mentioned it. Tales of Misfortune.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the new project out there from Colby Helms, and it is available here today after the show.
Yes, ma'am, in CD and vinyl.
And you can find it out there on all those streaming platforms as well as colbyhelms.com. Yeah, you've been also hearing it on WDVX. We've been enjoying that as well. We want to hear more, so I'm going to back on out of the way, y'all. We're going to get more music right here from Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers on the big plate, live from Barley's.
Down yonder. Here goes. give a hand for Mr. Stuart Werner on the 5-string. A little down yonder here at Barley's in Knoxville on the Blue Plate Special. We're going to take you back to Franklin County, Virginia, where I'm from, and do a tale about the commodity that's came out of that county for many, many years. It's a ballad called Mountain Brandy. Mama got sick last year, she was laid out in the bed. The doctor came down to her side, said she's got a fever in her head. There was only one thing to ease her through the night. Sit back, mama, take a sip, everything's gonna be alright. Mountain brandy, it's made out in these hills. The best liquor ever run comes from those Franklin County stills. Mountain brandy in a green ball mason jar. Sit back, mama, take a sip, it'll take you far. It will take you far. I was walking out through the woods. It was a cold December night. And out through the distance, I smelled wood smoke and saw fading light. I'd always heard those rumors, so I set out of that holler. The old man sat me down, shook my hand, said, "Here, boy, take a swallow. Mountain brandy." He said it's made out in these hills. The best liquor ever run comes from those Franklin County stills. Mountain brandy in a green ball mason jar. Sit back, mama, take a sip, it'll take you far. It will take you far. All the old folks are dying out, and all the Yanks been moving in. Lots of folks around town been talking about them old ways coming to an end. As long as those geese fly north and that creek runs south, you can run up my holler and shake my hand. We got something that will shut your mouth. Mountain brandy y'all so much. That's another song off the album Tales of Misfortune. They're all about my life growing up in Virginia. We're gonna take you back here and do a little 3/4 time song for you. This is another one off the album, and I think there's not enough 3/4 time country songs out there anymore, and everybody needs a good song to waltz to. Here's my little waltz. It's called Dreamin' Again. Well, you talk about my smoking, and you gripe about my drinking. You say it's my vice, my weakness, my darling. It got me a-thinking that maybe you just might be the reason my soul has got a great big old hole and needs that relieving. Well, you're seen around town with the man of your choosing, the man of your choosing. Well, he surely ain't me. Well, me, I'm a boy who's just been on losing my mind over you, my darling, and all of my dreams. Well, your smile is gleaming, those eyes are beaming, and I'm dreaming again. Dreaming of you while you're lying with him. Well, this ain't no movie, and there's no happy end. In real life, you're gone, and I'm all alone, dreaming again. That Virginia pedal steel, they call it the banjo. Well, I've still got my pride. It's like a half-ton of burden. It's burning me out on living this way. I was secretly hoping that one day you'd come by and we could be happy, just you and me, darling, till the end of our day. But we all know the truth, and it surely makes me ponder on all those good gals, yeah, all those good gals that can tell such sweet lies. Well, all I was trying was to keep you from crying. No matter what I do, you leave me here blue, alone tonight. And my eyes are tearing, my This ain't no movie. There's no happy end. In real life, you're gone, and I'm all alone, dreaming again. Ooh, in real life, you're gone, and I'm all alone, dreaming again.
Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Quickly, I need to mention the WDVX Blue Plate Special is supported by Barley's right here in Knoxville's Old City. Of course, it's the home of the Big Plate, and coming up next week on the Big Plate, India Ramey will be here with us along with her band. You can find out more about that at WDVX.com. Additional support comes from Visit Knoxville and the Senior Financial Group. They're your neighborhood Medicare partner. For more than 30 years, Senior Financial Group's been on a mission to make Medicare more affordable. Information and assistance available at sfgmedicare.com and 865-777-0153. So, Colby, I read your dad liked to sing and play the juice harp.
Oh yes, he played the Jews harp, and he used to play with an old-time band called the Unstrung String Band.
All right, so this kind of comes somewhat a little bit naturally. It wouldn't throw your mom that far off to think you wanted to be in a string band too.
Yeah.
So, how did you learn to play guitar? If your dad played the juice harp, how did you?
So what happened was, when he got sick with cancer, I started picking up the guitar and trying to fool with it, and just as something to do. And after he passed away, I took a few lessons, and they were trying to write out tabs, guitar tabs, for me to learn. Well, I found out I had a natural ear because I was coming back to the lessons every week and playing the song that I was supposed to learn, but just barely different from the tabs, and so he could tell that I wasn't actually reading the tabs. That was too hard for me, so I just went home and listened to it and learned it that way and listened to the song. And he said, well, if you can do that, then you really don't need to be taking lessons. And so after that, I just taught myself after that, and eventually got into clawhammer and old-time banjo and mandolin too.
Well, guitar wasn't enough to teach yourself. Let's just do the whole band. But you can't do it all, so you got these guys with you.
That's right.
You want to introduce them real quick?
Yes, I'd be glad to. To my right is my right-hand man. We've been playing together since high school. He was a freshman, I was a sophomore. We won the talent show at our high school, and we figured, man, we better be trying to make money doing this instead of playing around the school. And so me and him set off, and we had a little band called the Helms Edition and played mostly bluegrass covers. And Stuart's been at Ferrum College and back in Virginia and about to get associates in music, and he's back playing banjo with me. Y'all give a hand for Mr. Stuart Werner. Over to my left, he hails from White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, right near the Greenbrier. And he's got that West Virginia pick and mandolin style and a unique sound that you can't mistake. And he's been playing with us for over a year now. And he's always my second right-hand man, if I could have two right hands. Y'all give a hand for the Beeve, Mr. Chandler Beavers. And behind Chandler's the newest addition to the group. If you hear them tasteful grooves a-thumping back there and something makes you feel like you need to dance, that's because of Mr. Lars Swanson from West Virginia as well.
All right, y'all. Well, you know the drill. Shake and howdy with the band afterwards and certainly make them feel welcome. Now, it's a smaller bucket for some reason, but we still have our love bucket down front, y'all. And so show a little love for the band here today. But for now, I'm going to back out of the way. They're going to do a few more tunes for us. This is Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers on the Big Plate live from Barley's.
King of the road. King of the road. got no cigarettes. It's 2 hours of push and broom, buys a neighbor 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road is third boxcar midnight train. Oh, destination Bangor, Maine. Oh, the worn out suit and shoe. I ain't got no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short, but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. I know every engineer on every train. I know all of the children and all of their names. Every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent. Rooms are lit 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. Well, it's 2 hours of pushing broom by the neighbor 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. Thank y'all so much. Paying homage to the great Roger Miller. He's one of my favorite songwriters and inspired me a lot. And next I'm going to take you back to a song I wrote, and I actually got to perform this in England at Americana Fest UK this year. And I called it the Blue Jean Blues at first, but there's several other songs called Blue Jean Blues. And so I tried to figure out what I would call it. So I played it over there in England. And this song is about being a pair of overalls. And after I played it over there for them, they absolutely loved it, and they said, I love this song about the dungarees. So I've been calling it the dungarees song, but it's either one. Party, show me off to all your friends. I'm fading blue, I'm tried and true. I'm with you till the end. You can wear me when you're working or when you're on some mountainside, wherever you go. I'm along for the ride. Why do you always leave me hanging on the line? These stains, they don't wash out, they only fade with time. You promised that you'd patch me up, that was just another lie. These blue jean blues are old news, but you never saw the signs. Once I had silver rivets, I was indigo blue, I was fresh off the shelf when I was brand new. That's before you up and tore these old stitches through and through. When you put me on, babe, you're the best I ever knew. I do always leave me hanging on another lie. These blue jean blues are old news. Lord, you never saw the signs. If I'm going out of style, then give me to the poor. If you think that I'm groovy, then I'll hang around for more. And when your hands get cold, that's what these pockets are for. And when you're done with me, darling, just throw me on the floor. Why do you always leave me hanging on the line? These stains, they don't wash out, they only fade with time. You promised that you'd patch me up, that was just another lie. These blue jean blues are old news, still you never saw the sign. Why do you always leave me hanging on the line? These stains, they don't wash out, they only fade with time. You promised that you'd patch me up, that was just another lie. These blue jean blues are old news, still you never saw the sign. Thank y'all so much.
It's Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers with us here today on the Big Plate, live from Barley's. They've got one last tune for us. But before they do that, we want to invite everybody back again next Friday for India Ramey and her band. You can find out more about that at WDVX.com. We'll have, Colby will have some merch available right over here after the show. And we always encourage our audience to shake and howdy and thank our band for being here with us today. ColbyHelms.com is the website. Tales of Misfortune can be found out there wherever you purchase your music, as well as the website, and available on all those streaming platforms as well. Tomorrow they're headed to Greer, South Carolina for the Albino Skunk Festival. And you can find the complete tour schedule there on the website, colbyhelms.com as well. I want to remind everybody we'll be doing this all over again tomorrow. And Dustin Sellers will be with us. We'll be back up at Visit Knoxville for the Blue Plate tomorrow. Tonight's First Friday, and Andy Perkle and friends will be at the WDVX studios tonight for First Friday. Lot going on tonight. First Friday, Pride Parade, there's fundraiser here at Barley's. There's all kinds of things going on, so get out and enjoy some live music. I'm really ready to get away from Creepy Pumpkin Man. I feel like somebody's been creeping on my shoulder the whole day. It's a little weird there, but anyway. Shake and howdy. Hit that love bucket over there and join us again next week for another Blue Plate. We're going to get one last tune right here today from Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers on the Big Plate, live from Barley's.
All right, thank you, Red, for having us on the Blue Plate. This last song is a tale I wrote about meeting one of my heroes. This is kind of a new song. I wrote it this year, Mr. Peter Rowe, and I got to meet him down in Swanee Springs in Florida. And he's always been a big hero of mine, an original bluegrass boy. It's called The Old Maestro. takes the stage with his bluegrass band. He's played concert halls and venues all throughout this land. And he picked with the dog, and he sang with Bill Monroe. Well, I searched my whole life over just to find the old maestro, the old maestro, the old maestro. From Boston down to Mexico, the old maestro. He's singing songs many score ago. Well, I've listened to his records and I've yodeled his fair tunes. He's seen a many sunrise and he's howled a many moons. Won't you listen to his voice as the soft melody flows? I'll learn the bluegrass ways when I find the old maestro, the old maestro, the old maestro. He's singing songs from score ago, the old maestro. He sang with Big Daddy Bill Monroe. The past is fading fast, and the elders hold the key to the door of ancient wisdom for young scholars like me. And the time had finally come, it was the end of my show, and all I got was a fist bump when I met the old maestro, the old maestro, the old maestro. From Boston down to Mexico, the old maestro. He's singing songs many score ago. Yodelay, 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 yodelay. And that's the day I met the old maestro. Thank y'all, Blue Plate.
Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers, y'all. Thank you, and join us again next time for more real live music on the big plate, live from Barley's.